more conscious of their God.
I think Bethesda of all the villages in Antigua has produced the most ordained ministers of the gospel.
The first church in the village was the Bethesda Methodist Church, which came into the village in 1871.
First and only for a very long time. It was there that some of us heard first about the Lord. It was there we were received into membership. It was there that our dead were carried for the last rites.
Growing up, you'd have to go to all the churches because they don't all start at the same time. And when we leave from the Methodist church, we'd have to go to Pentecost Sunday school. And when we leave from Pentecost Sunday school, we'd have to go to Zion Sunday school. And you better make sure that you know what your memory verse are. Well, I have to let my mother know who is going to preach the next Sunday, where the text taken from, and whatever meetings they're going to have. And you won't get your food before you do that. When I forget, I make up something, some kind of memory verse to give to her. There was a lady by Miss Black, we call her Miss Black. She used to be my Sunday school teacher at the Methodist. So I didn't remember the memory verse. So I said to Mother, John 3:17. She said, what John 3:17 say? And I couldn't remember. I couldn't remember. And she said, you're going to pay for that. Anyway, I said, but Mother, I remember. She said to us, it is religion that can give sweetest pleasure while we live. It is religion can supply solid comfort when you die. I said, Mother, that is longer than the memory verse.
Methodists used to believe in reception. You received into the church. You walked for grace for 6 months. So catechism and all. Learned the catechism and so on. When I was about 14, 15 years, my parents said to me, you're going up now and you have to walk for grace. Today they're talking about confirmation.
Later on, other churches came, the Pentecostal Church and the Zion Church of God. Zion Church of God started in 1950 after the hurricane.
I used to attend the Pentecostal Church. They used to provide a host of social activities for adults and children. When we were young, we never went to carnival, right? We used to have to go to this family picnic, church picnic on Carnival Monday or whatever time. Me and my brother, we decided we're not going to no family picnic this year, we're going carnival. I can remember going to a dance at girls' school with my brother. And when it was getting late, I called him and say, that's why we have to go home now, because you know. We got home after midnight, and when we went and pulled the door locked, so we can't get in. So we went to sleep with the dogs. When about 1 o'clock in the morning, I hear the door pull. It was my mother. She came with a piece of packing, them. And she started to fire licks. I got away, but my brother got the brunt of it because I don't know if he was drunk or what, but he couldn't wake up. All I heard, mother, 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 mother. And I gone.
When it comes Christmas, and they have Christmas service, a lot of people just go to the church, Christmas service, Christmas morning.
The people who were in the village came around with the banjo and sang around some of the Christmas carols, and you appreciated it because there was nothing else. You didn't have anything else to look up to but hearing the Christmas carols. You came from Old Year's Night Church, New Year's morning, somebody else is singing around, and you You appreciated them. That's what they could have offered.
Good night to the people of this peaceful residential habitation. We are the members of the Bethesda Christian Hill Community Group, and we have come to bring you Christmas cheer. So sing along with us.
Come on, ye faithful, joyful and triumphant, O come ye to Bethlehem.
Come and behold him.
Come and behold him.
Christmas is coming. The geese are getting fat. Please put a penny in the old man's hat. If a penny won't do, a father will do. Thank you.
Thank you. Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
And man, when it come harvest, man, a lot of people from different village, different church come to Bethesda. As well as Bethesda will go to other churches.
As time went by, the community developed in more ways than one.
I can remember the first house when I come in Bethesda. It was right by the bridge after the shop that they in Bethesda now. That does be the freighter to them and them people there. From they go way back out to the Tambanji, a sugar cane from both sides. And I no light inside, you know. So you might see a little glare and flam, but one lamp light at night time.
Most of the people in Bethesda used to travel by donkeys or horses. We traveled across the water on donkeys, on foot, on horse and cart, whether day or night. It was just like a road across the sea. And there is where everybody that go on the other side of the sea walked. Whether we are going to the farm over on the other side at Fry's, Willoughby Bay, or where we call Lion Hill, or we are cutting woods, because most of the villagers used to burn coals for their living.
Over time, transportation became modernized, and the shepherds of Christian Hill were the first to own a car in that community. The arrival of utilities and paved roads in Bethesda Christian Hill was a cause for rejoicing.
Railroads and electricity came in the 1960s. They used to hire a man by the name of Mr. Hallpike, and he used to build concrete roads.
But they still have some strong concrete roads by the Padwork Exam area. Some of them have been damaged from the rain, you know. But concrete roads used to be in tin.
I was a little boy when they were pounding stone to build the concrete road going into Bethesda.
They were a bit narrow, you know, but they're wide now. The roads are much better now.
And the electricity come, and man would jump up, lamp and tick, lamp and tick. Boy, a big dance on the lamp and tick tonight. Nobody want to sleep.
When we got electricity in Christian Hill, I remember everybody came out as if it was carnival. It was a big thing, excited.
Sunday mornings were especially rowdy, as residents jolted at the Chapel Hill tank for water. Therefore, the arrival of standpipes around the community was a welcomed development.
There used to be a truck, water truck, that comes in the village that distribute water. When truck is coming here for all your utensils and fill.
Christian Hill had one standpipe
and still has it.
In 1951, estate workers from around the island joined those from Bethesda Christian Hill at the Tambourine Tree located at the entrance of Bethesda. They stood up to the head of the syndicate, Sir Alexander Moody Stewart, to demand higher compensation and better working conditions.
The workers in that area, most of them, were from Bethesda. And so that is why that became significant, because that is the meeting place. And whenever they had their strikes or threats of strikes or threat of action of any kind and information needed to be passed on, they had meetings there. That doesn't say that that's the only place they had meetings, because there was a union hall in Bethesda itself, you see. But that militancy that was driven, it became the symbol for what is it that they wanted and they were trying to get.
Me want to go work, and as one me go yam. Look here, the two of them
No, Tom.
Go banana, Tom up. Yes. Yam widdy bush. Yes. Yes. Look caca.
Yes. Yes. And get it.
Find anything down for it. I will eat.
Yes.
Now go back to work. Where this food is stored.
Wait, look at that. Look at that. Look at over there. Look over
Good day.
Good day. I want more money up.
We want to resolve this thing as soon as possible so you can get back to work.
No way.
I know you're losing money and wages. May I say, I am losing much myself. Now let's resolve this so you get back to work.
Better working conditions. More money.
25% not good. I want more than that. I want more money.
Yes. Me want food for me picnic and yam.
Yes. More money and I'll go back to work. No money, no work. Hello. If I don't have a roast skin it seed and boil with the bush and yam, I will not work. Stuart, you heard the people? Yes. Better working conditions and more money.
Yes.
The stand at the Tambourine Tree set the stage that inspired the young to become involved in the community's development. There was no doubt that education made them global citizens.
We had a lot of groups, clubs in the community. We had a club, a 4-H club, that impacted the children in the community at that time. That club started in a class at Bethesda School. Many of us who were older at the time in the community became a part of that 4-H club. I remember at one time we were doing farming using plots of land at the back of the school to do some farming. There was a man who sold layers and meat birds, Mr. Savory. He gave us layers and meat birds and were able to sell them. We also started a village newspaper called The Choice. First, we were publishing the paper once per week on a Monday, giving it away free. And then when everybody, was looking forward to this paper, they wanted it more than once, we started to do it twice per week. And we charged, I think it was 25 cents. The Choice newspaper featured community affairs and also news that came from the BBC. Because at that time, everybody wanted to know what BBC said. And I should mention here that the person who actually started that newspaper was a young man by the name of Emil Baltimore, who later became my husband. Everybody wanted to hear what was said on BBC because it kept them somehow in touch with the world, outside of your little village, outside of your island. It kept them in touch with what was going on in the wider world.
Community spirit was at an all-time high, and strong values were deemed precious.
The unity, the vibrancy of the community, the young people, we played hard and we worked hard.
There is a militancy, a level of resilience, education, and certainly spirituality are all virtues that I will, lay at the feet of that community called Bethesda and Christian Hill.
We were taught to be honest, to be satisfied with what our parents could provide. And, just being the best of who you could be. You did not have much when it came to material things, but the things that money could not buy, we were rich in that.
Just like Vigo Blake and his generation, the residents of Bethesda Christian Hill understood the value of education.
Education was valuable to our parents because many of them realized that would have been our passport out of poverty.
The people did not remain consumers. Pastor Lucia Baltimore wrote a book titled Pruned for Purpose and Productivity, which was published in 2015. In 2013, during our independence celebrations, she was awarded the Commander of the Most Illustrious Order of Merit, CM, for contribution to education, community development, and the church. Joy Lawrence, an educator and writer, has produced several works for which she has received acclaim. Ms. Lawrence received the 2004 UNESCO Honor Award for outstanding contribution to the improvement of literacy and the development of literary art in Antigua and Barbuda. In April 2016, her poem The Whirlwind was featured in a 2016 anthology of works released by the Commonwealth. Her poem was selected as representative of Antigua and Barbuda's literary expression in the collection entitled River of Stories, Tales and Poems from Across the Commonwealth. During Antigua and Barbuda's 35th Independence Celebration 2016, Ms. Lawrence was named Officer of the Most Precious Order of Princely Heritage, OH. Having lived their lives, the aged will now declare their wisdom to the generations. They will not hide the truth they learned.
Children cannot know the proud and wonderful history that we have as Bethesda Christian Hill community unless the elders tell their stories.
We were older, and